Hare Krishna. Disposition is not meant to justify the status quo. It is meant to clarify the status. When some people behave in some irresponsible or insensitive or inappropriate ways, and others encourage them to change, and they say, oh, this is just the way I am, this is my nature, then that sort of reasoning can be a justification which blocks change. At the same time, it doesn't have to be like that. There are certain aspects of us which are very difficult for us to change. So, to acknowledge that we have a particular nature is not necessarily to justify the current status. It is meant to clarify the status quo. Let's consider a particular example. Suppose somebody has never spoken English in their life, and now when somebody else starts speaking with them in English, they find it difficult to understand. And if you tell them, why can't you understand? He says, no, I'm trying. I've never spoken in English. Why didn't you speak before? If somebody starts blaming like that, well, that is of no use. So now, if that person needs to work in an environment where, say, English is required, then that person will gradually learn. But we need to clarify the status. So, disposition doesn't mean that where we are is where we intend to be forever. It simply describes where we are coming from. And by understanding where a particular person is coming from, we can also understand where they are right now. And then it can be observed, okay, where do they want to move from there? The Bhagavad Gita describes the Varnashram system wherein human society is divided according to psychophysical nature. The nature of the body and the mind are used to classify people into different divisions. And the purpose of this is not discrimination but elevation. It is meant to enable everyone to rise upwards. Sve sve karmanya bhiratah samsiddhim labhate naraha swakarma niratah siddhim yatha vindati tachrunu. The Bhagavad Gita states, Sve sve karmanya bhiratah. Work according to your nature, but by that, samsiddhim labhate naraha. You can attain perfection. Now this means that present nature is not the perfection. The present nature is like the takeoff point from which we will become purified, and then we will attain perfection. And to attain perfection, there is application, there is purification, there is ultimately the process of bhakti yoga that is required. But that is something which will come gradually. And to the extent we recognize this gradual growth, to the extent we'll move onwards in our life journey towards accepting where we are and accepting where people are, and also encouraging them to move onwards. So if we use disposition to justify the status quo, we will never improve. But if we use the disposition to clarify the status, then we will avoid unnecessary misunderstandings and blame games and help each other move from where they are forwards. Thank you. Hare Krishna.